Hi guys, thanks for checking the video out. I'm here with Jamie from Aim Point Golf. I've been meaning to do a video on sort of a few myths of putting, and as I've got Jamie with me, I'm going to just kind of give my opinions and he can actually add the stuff and make my opinion fact and correct. So one thing that I hear a lot is people think that they hit their putts too soft. Yeah. We kind of relate it to confidence and go, well, I'm not hitting my putts hard enough, that's why I'm missing. I would say certainly from short range, I would say it's the opposite. People hit them too hard, and that's kind of why they're lipping out.
Well, what we see a lot of people do, definitely at club level, is underread putts and hit them hard to try and manage the break. You can't take break out of a putt by hitting it hard, but you can make the break happen later. So a classic profile for someone is to underread and overhit the putt.
Yeah. So, and again, Phil Mickelson's kind of how unlucky is that power lip out?
Yeah.
It's not. It's physics. I'm afraid you're hitting them too hard.
He went through a phase of hitting them 4 foot past from 4 foot. Never good for the stress levels. You know, at Aim Point we deal on a minimum 6 inches past the hole and a maximum of 12. If you work between that 6 and 12 inch gap, you're going to have the best chance of the ball not lipping out and getting in the hole without actually getting the ball knocked off line by poorer surfaces.
Yeah, and that's like not very far. So again, it's not that confidence thing that people talk about.
Yeah, and having one distance past the hole is so much easier to practice than it is to vary your speed constantly.
Yeah. Then my second one is when people change the distance. So let's say they've got a 10 foot and they say it's an inch outside of the hole.
Yeah.
They go a bit further back and they think it's still an inch, whereas it doesn't increase as small as they think it actually. Yeah. So if it's an inch there, you go back another 5 feet and that inch might turn into 4 or 5 inches.
Well, you know, it depends on the speed of the green and the value, you know, the size of slide tilt on the green. But
okay.
From 5 foot to 10 foot, break it pretty much always trebles.
Yeah.
So if you've got a 2 inch break at 5 feet, it's going to be at least 6 at 10 feet. So there is no real linear pattern to break. It changes quickly and
it can be certainly one if you played the day before and you go, well, I had that putt and that went in, so I'll use that same. It doesn't quite work like that, unfortunately.
No, different locations to the hole will give you different break values also.
Yeah, and then one, and I've literally just learnt this with Jamie, we just done Aim Point Express, was just because you've got an uphiller one way, that doesn't mean that the downhiller is the straight in comparison. Yeah. And that was something I didn't know. I've always tried to sort of apply a clock face. Yeah. But it does kind of make sense, doesn't it?
Well, we hear that a lot, that 6 uphill is opposite 12 downhill. And I think the read we had was, if you had 12 o'clock downhill, we had to find our straight from about 5 o'clock. So think of them like hands on a clock. I don't see them that often being straight opposite each other, but it's certainly not a good model to take, to expect it to be there. They move around and they can move around a lot.
Yeah, and that's certainly where the aim point, like using your feet, that's where, again, you get that clarity and just not assuming things, I think.
Well, what happens the other side of the hole has no bearing on what happens between the ball and the hole.
Yeah, so anyway, I hope just a few little pointers. I hope that it will help you at home. If you want more information on Aim Point, I'd recommend it. I think it's great. The Express is so much easier to use than the chart. So he's your man for that. But thanks for your time.
Thank you.
And I hope to catch you guys soon.